Welcome to episode 72 of the Twig Snapper Podcast. Today we're joined by Ella Boerger. She was just named Miss Hockey in Minnesota. How you doing today, Ella?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for joining me. We can talk a little bit about your high school career and then your plans moving forward with St. Thomas, and then a few things so people can kind of get to know you. We might as well start with your high school career. You had well over 200 points in 100 high school games. When you were playing throughout high school, did you keep track of your stats? Was that something that you paid attention to, or were you just more focused on the team winning, or how did you approach that?
Yeah, I don't really like to focus on that. I just try to focus on playing well and just, winning. Our coach always just says if you play like a team and you just focus on winning, then you'll do well individually.
Right. It's easy to get too sucked into the individual statistics, and then it can take away from your team success, which you guys had a lot of team success. Two-time state champion, and one of those seasons you guys were 30-0. So I guess talk a little bit about which one was first, the one where you guys were undefeated, or was that the second year?
That was the second year. The first year, we, I think we're pretty much underdogs. Nobody really kind of expected us to win, but that year we just had a lot of heart and drive. And I just remember by the end of the season, everybody was just all in it together. And the second year, I think it was just not a very we weren't expecting to go 30-0, but we just had such a young team, like, all our defense were underclassmen, and, I think those freshmen just came in and they just took charge, and they were very mature, and they worked their hardest, and that really helped us a lot to go undefeated.
So both years, you'd say you guys kind of beat out the expectations that people maybe had for you. You kind of, like you said, if you were underdogs and then you had a young team, two state championships. Talk about winning the state championship. The excitement. It's kind of your first in high school. It's almost your first taste of some big success.
Yeah, I just remember before, like, every championship game, like, it's just, like, the day of the year that you always just, like, are nervous about, and you're just so excited for at the same time, and, like, winning it is just the best feeling ever, and you just, like, almost feel so relieved that, like, we finally, like, we won it, like, all our hard work paid off, and it's just the best feeling, coming back to our high school after and, you just kinda celebrate with your teammates, and it's a great feeling.
Did you guys get little trophies or medals or rings or something to kind of commemorate it?
Yeah, we got a trophy and then we got medals, and, we got to do a lot of stuff, especially when the boys team last year won it too, and the city of Andover, like, threw a lot of stuff for us to celebrate, and it was great, and it was a great experience.
Yeah, definitely. Is I guess is high school hockey for girls pretty big in Minnesota? I know here in Michigan it's not that big. Like there's not a ton of schools that have both guys and girls teams. It's growing. It's a little bit smaller. So would you say it's pretty big in Minnesota?
Yeah, it's pretty big. I remember, like, in the summer when we play other girls from out of state, they, like, think it's crazy how we get to play, like, an NHL rink and how many people come to our games, and it's just such an honor to have, like, our friends from school be able to come to our games because I know other girls don't get that, so it's a pretty big thing in Minnesota, and people take it seriously here too.
Yeah. Where did you play your state championship games?
We played it at the Xcel Energy Center where the
Okay,
Minnesota
so
Wild is. Yeah.
you got to play them there too. I know
Yeah.
the boys played there too, but I didn't know if you
Yeah.
guys did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. We definitely don't fill it up as much, but it still gets kinda loud in there, so
Yeah. No, it's nothing like in Michigan, the teams all play at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, which I mean, it's like a cool, barn, but it's not an NHL rink. So, I mean, I know Minnesota high school hockey is on another level compared to most other states.
Yeah.
So, talk a little bit about Miss Hockey, Minnesota. I mean, was that something that was on your mind at all? Like, you wanted it, you wanted to win that award, or it wasn't really on your mind?
Well, I try to keep it off my mind, but I mean, it's always just something that like I would try and work for. And a person who would really help me with that was Peyton Hem because she won it in 2021. And I actually played on a line with her. And she was just a really good role model to our team and especially to me because she would pick me up and take me to practices. So, every day I would just try and be like her and work as hard as her. But yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to, get your name kind of etched in the history books of girls high school hockey in Minnesota. You'll forever be one of the winners, and someday there's going to be a girl, looking up and saying that they want to be like you, younger girls. And do you think about that kind of stuff? How you're kind of like a role model for younger girls and growing the sport.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely just try and like set a good example. But, I also have awesome people around me, my teammates, they're great people. So I think our team just does a really good job of just showing the community what Andover girls hockey is and how great of people we are.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so obviously that's an exciting award, but your future is exciting too, and you are committed to the University of St. Thomas. And then Greg at Pliable told me that you guys have a top 5 recruiting class. So I guess talk a little bit about your recruiting. Why did you choose St. Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, I chose St. Thomas because they have outstanding coaches and I love their campus and they have a great team culture. And I just thought that they had a really exciting future ahead of them. So,
Are they getting in? They're getting a new rink too, aren't they?
yeah, in about like a year and a half, 2 years, I'd say. Um, oh yeah, 2 years. It's like 175 million about ish.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think it'll be pretty nice, hopefully.
yeah.
But I'm excited for that for sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You'll be there for a couple of years, but then you'll be on one of the first teams that gets to play on it. That's always
Yeah.
exciting. What are you most excited for going to St. Thomas? Is there something that you really can't wait for with college or college hockey
Yeah.
specifically?
I mean, we went on our official visit there like around in October, I'd say. And I just loved it. I just made me feel that I made a great decision and all the girls on the team are fun and awesome and great people and the coaches are also outstanding people. And I just can't wait to just be a part of their team and just see what St. Thomas is like and I'm really excited. So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's an exciting, one of those like major transitions in your life from high school to college and then from college after the two big moments. Um, are you are they going to send you like workouts and stuff? Do you know like this summer to kind of get you started? Do you have like contact with that kind of stuff?
yeah, I think we're doing like optional skates a couple like once or a couple times a week. I'm not really sure, but and I think we also have the opportunity to work out down there too. So that's pretty awesome and it's just cool to get to know all the girls.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to have that option if you want to kind
Yeah.
of ease yourself in. Um, and then obviously, hockey starts there in fall, so it's really not that far away if you think about it. A couple of big things, high school graduation, and then sooner than later you'll be suiting up for your first college game, which is just obviously exciting. Greg at Pliable also said that you had a passion for mental health, and maybe you could touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, there's one game this year that we had against Proctor Hermantown, and we were fortunate enough to have Sophie's squad come. And, I think it helped our team and especially me realize that mental health does matter and it's okay to not be okay and it's okay to reach out. So that really impacted me and my team and our team to, just be an advocate for that and tell others that mental health does matter.
Yeah, it's definitely very important, and it's good that athletes are starting to be able to use their platforms to share information, share their experiences. Obviously, it's easier for somebody to open up, and if they're idols, they're athletes. If they know that that person struggled with something and they can share that, it makes it easier for other people to see that. Do you plan to, continue working with different things as you, go through college if different opportunities arise with mental health awareness and different stuff?
Yeah, I definitely want to try and work with Sophie's Squad more and, be a part of that. And it just makes me feel good about spreading it to others, and I hope it makes others feel good about it too.
Yeah, it's a good thing, and it's I'm really glad that it's starting to, in the last couple of years, it's really started to come more and become more normal, which is what needs to happen. Like you said, for people to know it's okay to feel that way, and you're not alone and all of that. So that's great.
Yeah.
Did you play other sports throughout high school other than hockey?
Yeah, I played tennis, and actually I just got done with golf practice like 30 minutes ago, I'd say. So, yeah.
Do
So
you have much snow over there in Minnesota?
yeah, we do actually. We just got snow this weekend, so it was like summer, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and
Yeah.
our team was kind of excited to actually get to play, but then the weather kind of psyched us out. So we just hit on the range today, but yeah, kind of cold
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Yeah, we had the same kind of weather here. It felt like summer. It hit 80, whatever, a couple
Yeah.
days, and then we got some snow too, and it's just kind of depressing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, other than hockey, out of golf and tennis, which one's your favorite?
I mean, it kind of depends. Like tennis is fun just to you know, run and get your cardio in, but then golf is also fun just to have a relaxing day or whatever and just play some golf with your friends. So, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite, just whatever I'm feeling, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've never played golf or tennis ever. I tried to play tennis once and I threw my back out, so I've never
Oh,
played it again. I know that sounds kind of embarrassing to say, being a younger person, but I don't think I really knew what I was doing with technique
yeah.
or anything. I was just out there running around swinging
I
the
threw
tennis racket.
I threw my back out last year playing golf, so I'm right there with
Okay,
you.
that makes me feel better. That makes me feel better. Um, when you're not playing hockey, tennis, or golf, what are your other hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
I like hanging with my friends. Our school right now kind of has a Nerf war going, so that's kind of crazy. But I'm definitely not into it as much as others. But it's kind of fun just to try and get other people out. But
Yeah,
other than that, I don't know. I kind of like just spike ball's really fun. I like playing that with my friends, or maybe going to the lake or something. So
yeah. Well, that's obviously great coming from Minnesota. There's plenty of lakes to go to.
yeah.
What's your favorite food?
Um, I Right now I'm kind of into apples and peanut butter, just kind of a snack. But a lot of times I like bagels too, bagels with peanut butter. So I'm kind of a peanut butter girl.
Yeah,
So
peanut butter. Are you one of the people that can eat it with a spoon, just straight up?
no, then that gets stuck in my throat. I can't do that. I have to eat it with something.
Or you just have to have a glass of milk with it or something, and
Yeah,
it's fine.
I guess. Yeah.
I can't eat it with a spoon, and I know there's some people who are just like you said, they can't do it because they don't like the way it gets stuck in your mouth. But I don't know. I
Yeah.
love peanut butter. I could just go to town. What's your favorite kind of music?
Um, I like just the top hits, I guess. Sometimes like pop, maybe a little rap here and there if my friends play it, but or even a little bit of country, but I just like whatever my friends play. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not really
today's hits.
yeah, I'm not really the aux person. So,
You just listen to what they put on.
yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite pro sports team?
Definitely the Minnesota Wild or the Minnesota Whitecaps. Any pro
Okay.
hockey team in Minnesota.
Yeah. So are you excited for the Wild in the playoffs here?
Yeah, they won last night. I was talking about it with my teammates from golf today, and it was a crazy game. They went into 2 overtimes, so that was crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone can beat Boston It's
Yeah, they're kind of on a
I
roll
mean,
right now. Yeah,
yeah, I hope somebody does. I'd be okay if the Wild won it all. I got nothing against the
yeah,
Wild. I'm a Ducks fan, so I have nothing to cheer for. They're horrible. So,
yeah.
do you like all the Minnesota sports teams, like the Timberwolves and the Vikings and the Twins and all, or are you not
Yeah,
really into those other
I
sports?
haven't really been to any of the Timberwolves games, but I went to one Vikings game in the US Bank Stadium, and that was crazy. The atmosphere was awesome. And then I've been to a lot of Twins games, and it's always cool out there just to watch some baseball. So,
Yeah, US Bank Stadium looks really nice. I feel like even if you're not a Vikings fan, it'd be a cool place to go watch a game because it's so new and huge and
yeah.
cool. And I know I love how the Vikings do that horn where they blow through the
Yeah.
Viking horn, and and
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite athlete growing up?
Um, I'd say Annie Schlepper. She was locally from our like where I was locally, and she played in the Olympics and played at the U of M, and she was a great role model for me. And she'd always just talk to me and help me with hockey, and I just loved her. And she was an awesome role model.
The U of M is in like the University of Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, I forget that you're from Michigan. Yeah, people
I
don't know that.
know.
Yeah, the University of Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, I'm sure everyone calls like the M universities. Like if you were in Maryland, the University of Maryland, it'd probably be the same thing. But like
Yeah.
I'm just used to U of M being the University of Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah. I went out to, like, Vermont, like, a couple of years ago, and they're saying UVM, so I was like that kinda confused me, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it's confusing. I guess you gotta like ask people like, which one do you mean?
yeah.
So do you like other than now you're gonna be a St. Thomas fan because you're gonna be going there, but like growing up, were you a Minnesota fan with different stuff?
Yeah, like I said, like, I knew Annie Schlepper who went there, so, I'd always cheer for her, but, I mean, I was I live, like, near St. Cloud State, so
Okay.
I would go to a lot of their games, so
But now you're gonna be a St. Thomas fan for
yeah,
life.
yeah.
What is your favorite part of hockey? Like, what's your favorite part about playing hockey, or just the game in general, or whatever?
Um I definitely like the times with your teammates, like in the locker room getting ready, or different like trips. Like we took a bus trip like to War Road and Moorhead this season. They're like far up north, like 5 hours away. And it was awesome. And it was just so fun just to hang out with my teammates and my best friends and just make memories that we won't forget. So that's definitely my favorite part of hockey.
I hear that a lot. People talking about the relationships with their teammates and honestly, the relationships that last forever. I feel like I have a lot of older guests on that have played pro hockey or different things, and they all talk about people they knew in juniors or people they knew in high school, and they're still really close friends. So I think that's something really cool about hockey is the relationships that last forever. And people are always willing to help each other out and everyone knows everyone. It's really fun and cool to see.
Yeah, it's definitely a small world with hockey, and you know, all the girls in college come back to Andover, and it's just awesome to see them. So, you just make your best friends from it. So,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. um um how about we end on, and I know this, maybe this is a hard question, I don't know, because I feel like the two best memories would be the state championships, but if you put those aside, what's your best memory from high school hockey?
um, gosh,
Take your time if you need to think about something.
we in Minnesota, I don't know if you've heard of this. We have Hockey Day Minnesota, and
Yeah.
it's like you play in outdoor games. There's like college teams, high school teams. So it was actually pretty cool. We were chosen to play in it. It was my junior year, so in 2022. And we got to play with Edina, and it was like a rivalry that year too. So that was really fun because we got to stay in a hotel the night before, and then we got to play outside. So that was really awesome. And there's a banquet, so it was a great game and it was awesome. So
I've always thought outdoor games look like a lot of fun, when teams get to play them, or you see them in the NHL when they play at different places or like colleges and stuff. It always looks like really fun. So it's kind of cool that you got to do that in high school already. And, maybe you'll get a chance to do one when you're at St. Thomas. I know different women's college hockey teams have had outdoor games. So definitely fun. Was it super cold or?
yeah, we actually had a practice the day before and it was super windy out and some of the girls didn't have like anything on under, so I felt bad for them. Their ears were like freezing. So
Yeah, I feel like you have to wear like a ski mask or something, and
yeah.
then you see the goalies wear the beanies on top
Yeah.
of their goalie
Yeah.
mask, which is really
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, another thing was the sun. I remember it was sunny out the day of our game, and our goalie had to face the sun for 2 periods, and she just took one of our coach's sunglasses and wore them for the game because the sun was just right on her. So
That's cool. And rocking
yeah.
the shades for a hockey game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. So thank you for joining me on this episode of the podcast. I know I'm going to sound like one of an old person or somebody's parent, but like enjoy your 4 years of college. I graduate here in a week, and I was one of those people that was like, when everyone says the 4 years are going to go by so fast, I was one of the people that was like, no way, it's going to take forever, homework and all that. But it honestly does go by really fast. So enjoy your 4 years and good luck with the start of your college hockey career.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.